Hello, Women in Blue. My name is Jane Kleeb. I am the chair of the Nebraska Democratic Party, but I also happen to be one of your DNC vice chairs because I am the president of the ASDC. That's the association that represents all 57 state parties across the United States, our territories, and Dems abroad. I'm so proud of everything that you do every single day in our communities and all across this country, making sure that women's voices are represented. We are working hard this cycle to make sure, both at the ASDC and DNC, that we are focused on party building, party infrastructure, so we can make sure that our entire Democratic ticket wins from the top all the way down to our local races. One of the most critical things we are doing is making sure that we are spending resources on election protection. All of us know that Donald Trump has intentions to send militarized ICE agents to our polling locations, shut down early voting, or whatever other scheme that he is going to try to attempt to do. So we got to make sure that we are prepared. So that's exactly what we're doing. We're going to be recruiting poll workers for polling locations all across the country. We're going to be making sure that legal attorneys are making sure that they are inside as poll observers. We're going to make sure that we have war rooms and boiler rooms in each of our state parties to make sure that election protection is being coordinated statewide. And something new this year is we are recruiting volunteers all across the country to wear a similar blue vest, which will be branded as democracy protectors. So we have folks on the outside as well, being the helpers, right? Mr. Rogers always said, look for the helpers. And these are going to be blue vest helpers who will be outside polling locations to be a counter visual to whatever militarized folks that Donald Trump puts at polling locations. We will be there happy, ready, with information so Democrats know who's on the ballot as a Democratic candidate, even in nonpartisan races, so we can hand people that voter guide, but also just be a helping hand at the polling location. And I think really that's what it's all about this cycle, right? Figuring out what lane can you be in to help make sure that we turn out more voters, whether that's veterans and families. And that's a critical group of voters that sometimes gets left out by the Democrats. We need to make sure that we're talking to veterans and their families, especially with the now ongoing, no end in sight war in Iran. Veterans need to know that we as Democrats have their back. And that's exactly what we're doing at the DNC and at the ASDC and all of our state parties all across the country. And I know you have a really broad theme this year, but part of that broad is talking about wellness. And I just want to say, as somebody who recovered from an eating disorder when I was younger, and that recovery really brought me to the Democratic Party. Republicans claim to be pro-life, but something that definitely made me a Democrat was when Terry Schiavo was on life support with her family, and Republicans were all rallying around her to keep her on life support because of their supposed pro-life values. None of them at the time mentioned that she was on life support because she had bulimia and health insurance companies were constantly denying her the care that she needed. We as Democrats stand up for families. We stand up for people who are struggling. That is the backbone of who we are as a party. So thank you for everything that you do. Thank you for standing up for women. Thank you for standing up for Democrats all across our country. And I look forward to being in the trenches and on the front lines with you this election cycle.